It's the NFL on EA Sports, where representatives from the AFC and NFC will square off. It's the Detroit Lions and the Indianapolis Colts, next on Madden Football.
From the crossroads of America, we're at the center of Indianapolis, Indiana, as we get a look here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Glad you could join us, everyone. Alongside Brock Hewitt up in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And this contest isn't quite the level matchup that typical good games are born from, partner. One side clearly favored over the other.
Yeah, well, you know where this comes from? A trap game. That's where this comes from.
Yeah.
In any sport, from the NFL to basketball to soccer, playing at home, we know this can be the great equalizer that gives the steepest underdogs a fighting chance, and you can feel it in the building today.
I was going to say, you can already hear this home crowd rally in support of that upset. Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And here we go from Indy. Craig Reynolds to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills, and it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the intended receiver. And it sets up second down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
To throw again here, 2nd and 10, it's Goff. Has the connection to right. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap here to Goff. That's caught for the first. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Off play action, Goff. St. Brown there to bring it in. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing again, it's Goff. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Goff. Into the hands of Gibbs. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Running for it, here's Gibbs. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the first.
Fourth down, pressure on him. He was not backing down for a second. Nice effort to carry the rock. More importantly for his offense to get a first down.
Running it with David Montgomery. And they're going to stop him after he runs it inside the 35. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
From the 33 on 2nd down. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Goff on 1st and 10. Connects on one to Jameson Williams. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down, or it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Running on 2nd with Montgomery. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. They'll run again with Montgomery. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Staying on the ground with Montgomery. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Montgomery now up the middle. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Goff now on 3rd down. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions finish up an excellent opening series. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Point after up and good from Bates. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Josh Downs to return it. And look at this return. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. So now the Colts getting their first opportunity on offense in this game. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida, a super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. And after the play, one of the Colts still out there injured. We get a brief stoppage here as they check on him. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Trying again following the sack. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
From the gun on third down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Colts going to kick this away now on fourth, and it's Rigoberto Sanchez on for the punt. That's taken at the 15. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. That punt goes 63 yards. And the Lions will go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now gone. To the right and hauled in by Laporta. And he's going to step out a yard or two short of the 30. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
On first down, they'll run with Montgomery. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Pickup of 2 here. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They send the tight end in motion. 1st down throw from Goff. He beams one deep right side. He's got it at the 30. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. On 1st down, it's Goff. Pass is caught. That's Tim Patrick. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. The rookie out of UCLA in on the stop. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 21. This is complete to Patrick. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. It's a gain of 4 there, and that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Williams with a quick pass out wide. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Man in motion here. 3rd down run by Gibbs. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions take a 13-0 lead. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Downs on the return. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Indianapolis offense headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on quarter one. It's a two-score game early. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Lucas Oil Stadium after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Colts have the football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with first and 10. Option give to Taylor. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory. Only 2 yards, and it brings up second and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down carry for Taylor. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. So things getting a bit tougher following that penalty. We got second and 15. He's going to throw this one. Finds his man, Downs. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. It's third and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Back to throw. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Another punt coming up for Rigoberto Sanchez. His first punt win 50. This is away and looks even better. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. The Lions and Jahmyr Gibbs back out on offense. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, well, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10. From the gun, Goff. He's throwing deep to the left side. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. Looking for his wide receiver there. So second down coming up.
Well, that window was open down the field, but this league is so fast. And these defenders, well, they closed the gap before that throw could arrive.
Goff trying again on second and 10. Fits it through the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that gives the Lions the first.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says 2 things in every production meeting. Number 1, well, we got to stop the run. And number 2, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Goff setting to throw. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up second down.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection. They
go play action with Goff. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Goff back to throw. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
On comes Jack Fox to handle the fourth down punt for the Lions. And the punter earning some high fives on that one. They're going to down this kick at the 3. Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. And they couldn't be backed up much further, Brock, as safety really the only concern as they take possession here inside their 5-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Taylor again. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Pass play now. It's a completion of Michael Pittman Jr. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That one goes for 25 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the 42. Over to Pittman on the sideline. Caught. And he'll be across midfield and close to that 45 before going out. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. A give left side to Taylor. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
Best run games in this league at balance can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
Play action on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
That's complete to Pittman. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Taylor. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
On 2nd and 9. He's got it! Decent gain here, but short of the first. Third and just 2 to go. From the gun, Taylor. And he gets in, touchdown! The Colts start to fight back with their first points of this game. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score, don't let it go to 4th and goal, and he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Khalif Raymond to return it. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The offense headed out now for Detroit. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Got first down from the 31. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Throw complete to Williams. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Gibbs now from the gun. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. A 4-yard pickup on the play. First down, Detroit.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Indy. The Lions driving ahead. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's Goff. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Juju Brents with a stop.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable. It creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Goff. Dialing up a receiver screen. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Shotgun snap here to Goff. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And that kick a little too well struck. He drives it into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the half. That's enough time to put something together. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. We'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Looking for a throw here. Has him on the quick hitter. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. So now a much tougher task here as they come up on 2nd and 20. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Into a crowd, and intercepted! Kirby Joseph picks it! And the Lions are stopped in the outer reaches of the red zone.
Such a huge point of emphasis for so many defenses, clogging up the middle of the field. They saw that receiver enter the middle and did a terrific job of baiting the quarterback into the throw, and an even better job of forcing the interception.
The Lions gonna go on offense here late in the half. They seem likely to carry the lead into the locker room, but some points here to end the half could make things even more comfortable. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Finds Laporta. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now Goff. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions will add to their lead at the end of the half. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions double their lead to 14.
Colts 7.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Colts back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, you give him much of the credit for this early lead. Heck, give every player on that defense now their 4th sack of this game credit, because that ambush on the quarterback, a big reason why they're in control of this game.
That brings us to the break, and it's the visiting Lions holding an early advantage. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our Halftime Report. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Taylor now up the middle. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They go again with Taylor. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down, just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On first down, it's Richardson. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first, it's second down. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Quick slant taken in by Pittman. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Throwing from the pistol, Richardson. He's on the move. He's keeping it. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Short side option here, he's running left. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on third down.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Play action with Richardson. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. That's one he knows he should have had. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And that'll get him back to 11.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Reynolds with a return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion left. It gives to Montgomery to start the drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few. He got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Tight end going in motion here. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Laporta with the grab. And the nice pickup ends beyond the 35 as he goes out.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
Tight end in motion left. It's Montgomery on 3rd. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
The Lions readying for the punt. Jack Fox will kick it away. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. The Colts returning their offense and this running back to the field. And his production is carried over into this 2nd half. He keeps on running well even with the workload they've placed upon him. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Aiden Hutchinson, energetic as always after making the stick. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Oh, he's gonna run for it! They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. He's got his man. That's Alec Pierce. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Back to throw, here's Richardson. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Now a run with Taylor. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Short side option here. He's running left. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did, tote the ball himself for a big run.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Oh, he's headed left again on an option. Ooh, sharp running here. He's past the 30. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no. It's got to come back. That holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Richardson back to throw. Completed over the middle. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And he's brought down for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Here's Richardson. This is reeled in by Pittman. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the 1st.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
The Colts are ready for the punt. Rigoberto Sanchez will kick it away. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. The Lions are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Montgomery now up the middle. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
2nd and 6 now. That's St. Brown working the sideline, complete. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They motion the tight end over. Running out of the gun with Montgomery. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Play made by E.J. Speed. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Goff. That's complete to the back, David Montgomery. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Colts side of the field.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He finds Laporta. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 36. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or 2 short of the 25. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
On 1st down, it's Goff. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Goff on 1st and 10. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Throwing again, it's Goff. He brings it in. Touchdown, Detroit. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. It kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions push their lead to 18. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Downs on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this 2nd half. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Richardson to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Richardson now on 1st and 10. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Oh, he's in trouble here. He'll go down. The Lions got him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the 3rd row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now 3rd down is so much harder.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Throwing now, Richardson. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it.
Well, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane. Just a little bit of room, just a little bit of air in the pocket. He found one of those two, but the defense swarms towards him and denies him the other.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Trying to throw for it with Richardson. He finds him beyond the marker. Only 1 yard, but when all you need is an inch or two, Brock, that'll still move the chains.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
First down throw here from Richardson. Escapes the pocket. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And it'll be first down, Colts.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Option give to Taylor. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Taylor again. And they take it across the goal line for an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Gay with the point after. And the Colts make it an 11-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Reynolds with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And they're already up by 2 scores, Brock, but another one here would really put this one out of reach. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They put a receiver in motion right. Look at this, the wideout gets it to start this drive. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw when you throw it that deep outside the numbers that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. They'll run here. It's Montgomery. Runs it in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions make it a 3-score game in the 4th. David Montgomery with the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff.
Yep.
Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions push their lead to 18.
Colts 17.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home teams and Anthony Richardson headed back onto the field.
At their own 26-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Dumped off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
third down, you could see he may have been trying to simply do too much to help his side. It loosened his hold on the ball and gave that defense a chance to knock it free. Instead of facing fourth down, they're off the field completely.
The Lions getting ready to return to the field. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Montgomery gets it from the gun. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Shotgun snap here to Goff. And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions put up even more points in a win. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions grow their lead yet again.
Colts 17.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Indianapolis offense ready to take another swing at it. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. They're out and set. 1st and 10. To throw, Richardson. Gets this one to Pierce. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 3 now. Richardson now. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Richardson back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On 1st down, it's Richardson. Hauled in by Downs. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
That's good.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Indy. Colts trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. They'll throw again, Richardson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Went way outside there trying to work that sideline, Brock, but by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
we see that throw because I can close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk-reward, and that time, well, there was no reward.
And they make this stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on third down. Here's Richardson. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And it's 4th and short. We'll see if they go for it.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
They're going Taylor. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first.
That's a pretty clear plan of attack by the back from the very start. Found the lane quickly, didn't hesitate, knew exactly what he needed to get past the marker.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Rolling from the pistol, Richardson. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Richardson now on 2nd and 10. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Richardson on 3rd. Stays in the pocket. He's got a man left. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Timeout Indianapolis. That's its 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Now Richardson to throw. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. Took his shot at 6 that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Richardson. side, Brock, but the throw carried him too close to that edge. I'm going to say he brought it in out of bounds, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. He brings it in. He has the Indianapolis touchdown. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts make it an 18-point game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Raymond on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee and let this clock run out.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So the Lions get the win on the road. I know you and I were both a bit surprised to see them favored so heavily on the road coming into this one, but the projections were right. A nice road win for them.
Yeah, sometimes those people making those predictions, sometimes they do get it right. And these guys were just on a totally different level than the opposition. They overcame that home field advantage pretty easily to be able to take the game that they were indeed favored in.
So for my partner Brock Hewitt and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Indy.